I spoke to Hamad, who's 15 years old and part of the Team Futures project at Reclaim. I asked him if Devo Manc was an animal, what would it be? He said it would be a whale, a dark shadow lurking under the water, just a silhouette, and then eventually it will come up and shoot water out from its blowhole. A lot of people didn't even notice it arrive, a dark shape in the canal. Just a trick of the light, some said, just a figment of the imagination. It couldn't fit, said the practically minded. A whale in a canal? Impossible. If it did exist, it would die soon enough, said others, and then who was going to clean up the mess? But as time passed, more and more people sensed its presence. A flicker at the edge of their vision, a shadow passing beneath them, a low, echoing tremor reaching across the region. It was spotted in the city centre, cigarette butts and beer cans and sodden cardboard riding on the curve of its back. It was seen out towards Ashton. I saw its eye, a man swore in the local paper, staring at me from under the water. Somebody needs to do something about it. It travelled to Mossley and to Marple, to Bolton and to Bury. People said it had been sent from London. It had swum all the way to Manchester from the River Thames. Send it back, people said. Tell them we don't want it. But others shook their heads. It was an opportunity, they argued. It was a moment in history. It would change everything for the better. But as with any news story, people got bored. The papers ran out of things to say. Hashtag Manchester Whale fell into obscurity. There were wars and benefit cuts and videos of cats to take up people's attention. The whale was there, that was more or less agreed on by then, but it hadn't made much difference to anyone. It was a hot summer's day the first time it emerged from the depths of the canal. There was only one witness, a homeless man, sitting on the towpath, soaking the warmth of the day into his skin. The whale arced out of the water in front of him, the curve of its body like polished black marble, a shoot of white bursting from its blowhole with a sound like a trumpet. The man lifted his head and felt water fall fresh and cool onto his face. The whale sank back into the canal and was gone. The man did not tell anyone what he had seen. He had lived long enough to know that nobody would believe him. The next time, a group of office workers saw it, and then a whole class of school children who whooped and hollered, chasing each other through the cascades of water. Newspaper photographers flocked to the canal. Biologists made statements. It was an air hole, not a water hole, they said, so the whole thing was impossible, preposterous. Twitter exploded with sightings and speculation. Politicians urged restraint. Nobody was quite sure what any of it meant. The whale continued to lift itself out of the canal, revealing its dark beauty, showering the city with water, trumpeting its presence. And gradually, the city grew used to it, fond of it in fact. We're the city with the whale, they would say. T-shirts and badges were made, screen-printed bags and glazed coffee cups, all with the whale bursting out from the city's waterways. School kids voted it the best fountain in Manchester. Politicians learned to use its presence to their advantage. There were those who remained sceptical of its bulk, of its shadow, of the motivations of whoever had brought it to the city. But it was there now, and the people came together around it, lifting their faces to the sparkling water, listening to it sing.